Welcome to an exciting video. Well, at least for me it's exciting because I have a test with this GoPro, and later I will add the sound of a zoom with a lavalier microphone, but I'm hoping that this microphone will work well too. It's a built-in microphone of the GoPro, well, what I want to show you now is I'm going into the woods, deep into the woods. So let's have a little look around where I'm standing at the moment. Just to give you an impression what it looks like. And now I'm turning the camera and going into the woods. Just to give you an impression, this is a little private road going up the hill. I don't know if you can see how steep that is. That should be the horizontal line, and you can see that it's going up, and I try to turn this camera around that you can have a look. That is the area where I came from. And what you can see here, if I'm putting you and show you my shoes, it's very fluffy, great kind of snow down there. As I'm testing this camera, I'm looking forward to hear if you can hear that my feet are moving in the snow and the sounds of that. And it's going uphill quite steep. Maybe you can hear that from my kind of breathing. I had been moving uphill quite a long stretch, and I want to show you where I am at the moment. So just turning around the camera. So if we are looking back, I'm coming from the area which is around here, and then moved that way down there, came up on the way up here, and then you can see my footprints on here, and just turning around, as I told you, I want to go that way, and just showing you how deep the snow can be. What I'm following is the steps of the animals which have moved in here. Maybe a fox, but I'm sure deer have been here, so therefore just some tracks which you can see here in detail where those animals have put in their feet, and many of them have moved up in that direction. I think you cannot see this with the contrast, but moving up here. And if you're looking up there, you can see some houses, old farmhouses, where now other people are living in, because we only have very few farmers who can make a living off on their land. So most of them have rented their lands to other people. To very few farmers who still continue and are making their living out of farming. What are they doing? Normally they are producing milk. Okay, let's have a look. Producing milk, and they are planting the stuff what the cows are eating. So follow up in that direction. And you can see quite a lot of animal tracks which are here, and here you can see they have tried to feed on something, and yeah, it's not so easy to feed in this area. On the other hand, I've heard that the deer are quite used to this weather. They are trained. Normally we always had winter in the Fichtelgebirge, winter like that. Animals, our wild animals, are used to do that. And what you can see in here, I think quite interesting, those animals have tried to feed in here. I think they have fed on the green leaves of here, green leaves of there, been feeding and walking in here, and you can see the green stuff has been eaten away in here, so we can see what they had made a living of in the last time. It's only some days they are doing this, because before that we did not have any snow, and we can see here what they are doing. So snow is quite a good element to show what the wild animals are doing. So if I say wild animals, well, it's not that they are any harmful to us, but they are living in the nature. Wild animals, no cattle. So now that in front of us could be a possibility to feed the animal, but there's no stuff in there, and I'll take you around to have a little bit of look around. And that is the way I took you along where we just came from. That's an old rural machine which I can show you if the winter is over, and then you can see quite steep up the mountain. There we want to go next. Next we want to go up there, but first of all I want to give you a little look what is inside there, where there is a possibility to feed the animal, the wild animals. So just a little shack. I don't know when that has been used last time. When I first found that, it was looking like that. We have a little entrance here. You can see that is a gate which can be put in here, and then we had the chance to put in some food inside here. But from my understanding, that has not been used in the last 2 years at least. But I'm not quite sure. Not in this year and not in the year before, I'm quite sure. So turning around, walking back. And just to give you an impression, this is a winter what we did not have for at least last 2 years. I remember good winters before that, but this is quite what a winter could look like. And now that's the way I took you along, and now we are turning and going uphill. Just to give you a look, it's really deep snow. That's just looking at that. Okay, so I'm coming up to the place where the little track is going to the right. Here you can see, just want to show you where the deer have been moving. Deer tracks, all deer tracks coming up and then just moving up there. Okay, we came from down there. In the middle there is a way going up, and now we're turning this way. And while we are moving up here, you can see some spruce in the background, and you can see some spruce which have been cut down. And if we take a closer look, you can see that these are mainly no, that's not spruce, that's pine tree which is lying on here. That's pine, but that should be spruce, and yeah, that's spruce. And you can see that have been dead trees, because many of those spruce up here have some diseases of Borkenkäfer, which I do not know at the moment in English language. That's a kind of bug which is sitting a little bit inside the spruce and eating, and then if there are too much, the woods are dying, and that's the way how it happens at the moment. Monoculture of spruce has no chance anymore, as many wood scientists are telling at the moment. Okay, but that's nature. Monoculture, not a very good way for that, and at the moment no chance for those trees. Mixed woods, good chance. I have seen one wood report of Ein Mann im Wald, which I can, for German listeners, I can put below. He had done a good documentation just some days before what the situation in German woods is looking like, and after very hard years of 2018 and 2019, we got some improvement last year, and in his opinion this winter is quite much better than the winters before, with a very good chance that the wood situation will be getting better this winter. Well, it's quite hard to tell you something, and on the other hand, going uphill, you can hear it at my breathing, I think. Okay, just giving you a look around, looking back. I think at this point of time it looks quite different if you're going in one direction or the other, so could be a good way just to look back too. Rotating back and following this trail, and soon we will come to an open area where the wood is stopping, and we have some greens where at least when there is no snow, deer are feeding in when they have the chance. So going back just a little bit and showing you the condition of that pine tree. If we are looking up, it still has some needles, that pine tree, but if we are looking at, well, I'll give you a closer look going up to that pine so you can see the conditions some pines and especially spruce are having. If you're looking here, you can see this tree will not stand for a long time. If we are looking up, still has some leaves on the top, but that's not the way a tree in good conditions could look like. So if we have a look at the pine tree directly beneath, that's quite a different looking tree. The good one and the nearly broken down one. One birch there and others in this connection. So I'm just going out of this wood and have a look what's coming up next. So taking the camera a little bit closer to me that it doesn't get lost. And you can see here, just to give you a short look around, old farmhouse, not used as a farmhouse anymore, and then just white snow and one of the poles of telecom communication, one of mobile phones, so you get a little bit of connection, but yeah, some kind of internet too. Okay, and then let's move up here. You can see deer have moved everywhere in this area, and when I went up this morning up to here, I could see 3 of the deer going uphill, so I think they're moving to look for some good place to feed. And here you even can see that this part is used by the farmers to plow, and there we have black earth behind it and where the plowing began. Down there is a green area where they can feed in the summertime. Just moving up, showed you that area, and you can have a look. That is where we just came from. The abandoned farmhouse, not abandoned, but no more used as a farmhouse. And then up here the telecommunication pole, other farmhouses, and I'll take you along. And we want to move up to that area, to the top of that hill in front of us. I like it to be the first moving in the snow. Well, I'm not the first, as you can see, as deer have moved in here, but just the first human being moving uphill, and that's quite a pleasure for me. Have another look around the way we came just from. Well, a lot of breezing up there. The farmhouse, other buildings, and then the way we want to go uphill. We have been making some meters uphill. We have been at the farmhouse some minutes ago, which is down there. Made some meters, and first of all we want to go a little bit more uphill. The mobile phone pole in front of us at the moment, and then we will have a look to the area where we are at the moment. Just taking you uphill. It's great. It's great to be outside. It's not far away from our home. We are in COVID times at the moment, and in Bavaria, where we are now, we are not allowed to move more than 15 kilometers away from home, and therefore it's a really great time to have something near you where you can go. So I'm taking you just to have a look, just where we are. There you can see the farmhouse we had. If we have really great weather, we can see very, very far away, nearly to the first mountains, which are near Nuremberg, which is 1 hour's drive away. And if now we are looking downhill, we can see the village of Weidenberg lying down there. What astonishes me is how loud the traffic is at the moment. So with the snow we can hear much more traffic noise than normally we would. Dog barking in background, I don't know if you can hear that. And now we are coming on the top of the hills in here, so we can have a very far view because we are higher than the mountains on the hills on the other side of the valley. Okay, just moving around and going uphill, and then I'll give you the next view. Okay, next view. What I want to show you now is that if we're really looking to what is happening in front of us, we can see some nice elements, some nice forms what we would never see in other times, because those plants and the contrasts of those plants are not to be seen on other circumstances. But now we can have to look at the wonder of nature, even if just because the contrast is so high. So just moving here give you little other impressions of little elements. So we would not have any chance to see that if the contrast would not be such great. Okay, moving upwards. Now some plants in the foreground, and then I want to give you another overview. Mobile phone mast. We can see the next valleys which are coming on that way. Just give you an impression of where we are, where I took you at the moment. Some fruit trees up there. Looking back at the valley. And the farmhouse we have seen sometimes before. So, take you along. These are fruit trees, cherry to be precise. Oh, now it's going. Don't know. If you can hear, but this is really deep. 30 centimeters at least. Yeah, moving uphill. But as you can see, I'm not the first one moving up here. The deer, or what it was, have moved in that direction. I do not know if you can see down there in that direction. I think you cannot see it at the moment, but because the weather is not clear enough. But just behind there we have a volcano slot looking back. But if you see this volcano slot, it's not one which is active, but very long ago it was productive, and that was one of the reasons because we have this red earth down here. When this volcano was active, it threw away many stones and ashes, and a long time later this ashes got red, and we will go to one sign later on where we get an explanation for that. I want to show you some videos when the weather has changed, when it's got warmer again, and then I will show you what you can expect in this area. This area has a fence around, so that's trees growing up here have a chance not to be fed by wild animals, but deer and so on, but to grow. And then I'm showing you two surprises. The first one is where we are going to at the moment. I have about 30 centimeters of fresh snow where I'm going at the moment. Quite nice. Great to celebrate the outsides. This picnic table set up, and here we have from the Geopark Bayern-Böhmen the nice sign, including following the miners' footprints. If you want to read, you can just stop this video and get further details on this. This was an old mining area, which we can see here, where people have put in the pinks of the peaks and they have taken away those iron ore, which was just down below, was melted and made some melted and then put to other areas. There in the background we have one of those old buildings which you cannot see, but there is put down to the valley. They needed this iron ore and they needed the wood, which what they could collect down in this valley. So this is the first with picnic table, and then going back to the trail where I just came. But not moving back. I think you cannot see it on my monitor if you can see what I'm seeing. So going in this direction, and there we have another great picnic table, what I want you to show just now. I like the idea to be the first moving on this great snow. So quite nice picnic table, and then the view, if you are going up here, it's a very nice view into the land, into the wide open, into the wide open. Back to this picnic table, and now I'm continuing my 30 centimeter fresh snow. And showing you the other little, well, houses. It's not a village, it's some kind of old farmhouses. Maybe we think, while looking at someone moving slowly in the white snow, but on the other hand you can see many tracks of animals and a landscape what, at least for me, is not the usual way of how it's looking like. As I told you, we did not have good winters in the last years. Have a look at here. Have a look how many tracks of animals are crossing. I think most of them are deer. Maybe not all of them, but most of them are deer. This definitely is not deer. What I'm showing you, maybe a fox. I just had to switch the battery, and I can show you what I have here. This is the other battery I just took out. I have my cables in here, and I have a power bank up there, and now I want to connect the power bank with the accu, and then let's see if I can recharge when I'm on the track. So just another test. The lamp of the battery charger is shining yellow, and my power bank has those green elements in here. There is a yellow from the accu, and let's see if it works. Just to have a look if I have lost something by changing the accu on the way. Just to inform you, we have about 4 to -4 or -5 degrees Celsius at the moment. As you can see here, where I went back to change the accu, it's quite deep snow down there, but where we have the open land, it's only a few centimeters, as you can see here. That is where other deer have been moving up, and those deer came up when, let's first show you, there they went down into the wood, and it's going down very steep, very steep down there. Just to give you an impression, that is eye level, and that is going down, down, down. Okay, make a look around. There is where they came up. When I've been seeing them, they came up that area, went down there, just moved up here, and then came down this way. Don't know if you see that it's starting to snow again. Great area, love to be here. Hope you like it too, that I'm taking you along. Hope you enjoy. Don't know by now how long this video could be, because don't know how it will be looking like. Using new gear for the first time always is some kind of adventure for me. Don't know how this is for you, but for me, new equipment always has the expected and the hope for some non-expected outcomes. You see some fallen trees, some empty space in here, some dead trees standing in the spruce have this area normally, as I've heard, no big chance for the next years, but let's see. Are you still on the track with me? Okay, just wanted to have a look, and fine, thank you. And just want to show you that is a way where I came from. Turning around slowly, and that is a continuation I want to take you with me. I'm on the highest point today where I want to go, so quite a lot of elevation for my area, because mountains are going up to maximum of a little bit of more than 1,000 meters, but not where I'm here. At the moment I'm about at 640. That's, I think, yes, 640 should be a good estimation above sea level. And yeah, take you with me. Let's just continue the complete move, and then moving up we are coming to some houses, some old farmhouses in front of us, and then begin our way down. That is where we just came from, and I want to give you a short view how everything changes if you just move some meters in front. Completely different views, and don't know if you can see snowfall started again, and we have a little bit of that. Very great. And to give you orientation, just looking back, and if I'm going down there just a few meters, you can see that mobile telephone pole. I think you can see it, it's just in that line. That's the area we just came from. Don't know if you can see. No, we cannot see because it's behind the trees, but just in that direction is where we came from. That is a look uphill, but today I do not want to move up there, but just going down this area. Now it's going down this hill. Oh, it's very steep. And I do not want to fall down on here. Yeah, quite someone with skis has been gliding down here, and the ground is a little bit of slippy. It's much easier to go downhill. And this is a normal footpath. Let's see how slippery this is. Oh, quite slippery. And I will not take this path down here, but just a little bit through the open land. This is about 30 centimeters of fresh, fine snow I'm walking through. yeah, moved down a little bit of that hill, give you an impression where we came from. Came down that way and footpath, and now continuing here. Oh, quite deep snow at some places, and I want to show you where we are now. Some green areas. We are leaving the wood by now and coming to the green fields, and yeah, that is the way I want to go down, show you where I want to go by now. I now have two possibilities, or even three, to go down. One is that I would go inside the wood, through the wood down there. Second possibility is to take the road, which is going down, and the third one is to take this footpath down there. Thank you for joining me on this trip in the white snow near my home. Hope you enjoyed this video, and we will see you in the next one.